If I had to guess, I'd say.
And we are back. Welcome to another edition of the Sports Report. And we are back. We got the full crew in the house. That is what it's all about. The Yankees, out of any team in the league, are the best equipped to handle a blow like this.
I think there is a higher power at play here. He's due law of averages. That dude is the ultimate scrub. It's trash. Yeah. Every person you have in there is fucking trash.
Next game, you're going to see a big performance. You can see it in the end of the game, and I'm just totally stoked and excited for this.
And we are back. Welcome to another edition of the Sports Report. It's the Barnes and Tony Show.
Yo,
what's up, man?
Dude, feeling good. It's Wednesday. It's hump day. Halfway through the week. We're almost done, dude. How are you doing today, dude?
Pretty good, besides the conversation we had literally about 30 seconds ago. We're talking about hypotheticals when it comes to the New York Yankees, but I guess it's always going to be like that until we get the season started. Renee, let's go.
In the car,
What's
eating the
up?
lunch, dinner thing, chicken
That
salad, dude.
is what it's all about. But yeah, I mean, a lot to go over, a lot to cover. So let's start in the world of the National Basketball Association.
The Bulls LeBron James at the buzzer. He banks in the three, and the Lakers win the game.
All right. And they did win the game. We'll get to that in a second. But first game on the TNT double dip yesterday. We had the Knicks hosting the Sixers, and they get a decisive 112-99 victory. And this one was really a blowout most of the game. Sixers came back late, but really just a solid team effort from the Knicks. I mean, you score 112, you win by 13, and that one guy had 20 points. Very evenly distributed scoring. They shot it well from three-point range, 16 makes, 43.2%. So really, an impressive win at the Garden for the Knicks. And I think, very early, but it seems like we're going to have a very fun season at the Garden.
No, dude, I think you're totally right. I mean, just, looking at the stats here, Walker with 19, Fournier with 18, Randall 16. Like you said, not necessarily one player went off, but it's good to have when, multiple players are kind of firing out. They have good chemistry. They're all kind of passing the ball around. Everyone's getting a look, and, everyone's making their shots. So, I mean, that's teamwork right there. And that, I think, is what it's all about, dude. That's what's going to win you games and everything.
And how about their calling card as well under Coach Tom Thibodeau, the defense, holding the Sixers under 100 points. I mean, that obviously is very important in this day and age where defense is very optional around the National Basketball Association. So I think that'll be a big part, of this season for them. Their defense, I think that's what separates them, as well as improved three-point shooting. And obviously, we talked about Fournier coming over that $80 million contract. Mike was not a huge fan of it, but at the end of the day, even though he is a defensive liability, the fact that he is just lights out from three-point range can get very hot. I mean, it's just an asset for them. And, you look at Kemba, he came over as a buyout and, struggled his first couple games. But last night, he really had it going, 5 3-pointers. So it's just, they were talking all day on 98.7 ESPN that it's just with this Knicks team, it's like they're not saying they're a championship team, but at the same time, when they're on, they can beat anybody. And that's how you take the next step forward.
I mean, the question is, though, like, how consistent is that going to be,
Yeah, and I guess we will see. And I think I could be off by a game or two, but I believe they had lost 12 straight games to the Philadelphia 76ers. So talk about getting the monkey off their back.
Wow.
I expected, the Sixers, of course, down Ben Simmons, but still, I mean, I figured they had enough to win this game and to really get manhandled most of the game. I mean, most of the game, the score was about a 20-point difference. So it was really a blowout. And I mean, Embiid, only 14 and 6. I just thought that was kind of weak. I mean, Tobias Harris, 23, 9 and 9. That was good, but not even 30% for three-point range. So once again, we talk about wasting shots, those three-pointers. And I think, that came back to bite. I am not concerned about the Sixers at all. I think they're going to be a great team, and obviously they'll be helped out once they can move Simmons, get something back for him, because that'll only improve the team. And speaking of basketball, I mean, what are we getting on the court?
Dude, I don't know. That's a good question, dude. I feel like we talk about this very often. I thought this was going to be the week, to be honest. Rain.
Right.
I thought Wednesday was death. Today was going to be the day, but I guess not. We've been busy.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Obviously Halloween coming up this weekend, so maybe it's set a date for next Wednesday, dude. Week from today.
Actually, that would be at the buzzer because Thursday I leave for Scottsdale, so that would be a perfect way to send me off.
Well, it'd either be a great way or a terrible way to send you off.
No.
So we'll see.
Listen. I know, obviously, we poke fun back and forth, but I've said this all along. I mean, I am not guaranteeing anything.
Oh no, of course not.
I think, like I said, it's going to be a close game, and I'm looking forward to it. And I think I'm gaining a little momentum here. Obviously, you have been going to the gym, but I just started back. So just for me personally, getting that cardio up, I think is going to be.
It's 30 minutes. It's the elliptical.
What I mean versus nothing. You're huffing and puffing. Every little thing will help, right? I mean,
yeah, I think so. We'll probably still be huffing and puffing. But,
I'm not
maybe
saying
a little bit less.
I'm not
dude.
saying that. Yeah, that's what I mean. I'm not saying I'm not. So obviously looking forward to that, and of course, we will keep our fans posted there.
Hell yeah.
Another game last night, we had the Lakers against the Spurs.
Oh boy.
And the Lakers 125, Spurs 121. And this was
Close
an overtime game. And the Lakers entered the fourth quarter down 12. And I was just really impressed by this Lakers win because LeBron didn't end up playing. We had said he was questionable yesterday. But Davis and Westbrook really carried the load. You look at Davis, 35 and 17. Obviously, that's dominating inside. Westbrook nearly misses that triple-double, but clearly his best game as a Laker, 33, 10, and 8. And I said this all offseason, as annoying as he is with his bad shots and not being efficient from the floor, I think this game speaks volumes as to why he is important, because you look at this game last year, Lakers lose by 20 probably because they don't have anybody else to score other than Anthony Davis. Now the team has improved, and I think Westbrook will end up being a positive, even though he started out the season as a negative.
Yeah, I think you're totally right, dude. I mean, obviously, without having LeBron, big piece of the Lakers, and still getting that W. No, it's against the Spurs, but regardless, getting that win, still scored 125 points.
Yeah.
Getting that win without him, I think, says a lot about the team. Did AD go down with an injury?
So he got back up, but it looked
totally
bad
at
first.
I heard grabbing the knee, dude.
He's always going down, dude. It's so annoying. Like, oh my God. I mean, LeBron obviously give him a pass. He's in his 19th season.
Yeah, I don't give him a pass, dude.
Oh my God. I feel like I'm talking to one of my other friends about this. I've had to hear this for 10, 15 years.
Listen, I saw him running up and down the court last night, bro. He's totally fine as a fucking coach.
And
with the fucking pad and the iPad and everything, telling people what to do. Like, bro.
To top it off, Tony, just to get you a little more tight, we're not going to preview this one, but I'll just figured I'd tell you, they are playing the Thunder tonight, I believe, on the road, and he's out once again. So obviously, I'm guessing weak opponent. They want to make sure this doesn't linger. So he's not going to play again after sprinting on the sidelines, supposedly.
Put him in there, dude. He was jumping up and down courtside, dude.
Yeah.
What is that?
Honestly, I think this makes the team better because I'm not worried about LeBron. I know what he brings, and I wanted to see Westbrook do what he did. So let's hope he repeats what he did last night. And I liked what I saw to Malik Monk. He's one of the guys that I thought would make a big impact coming over. So, you look at what he did, and then, some of the other players, chipped in decently here. So all in all, I think it's fine. And I think you have to admit, because we saw LeBron miss an extended period of time last season. So I think they just really want to avoid that, and they're going to be careful here.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Come on, dude.
This
Come
is
on.
Michael King-ish.
No, it's not, dude. Just put him in, bro. If I was a player on the team, if I was his teammate, I'd be pissed at him. Like, you're supposed to be the most important piece of the team, and you're sitting out there for really no reason at all. Honestly, dude, there's no reason. No reason, dude. He looks totally,
the ankle.
Or AD like grabbing his knee, dude, for no reason at all. Just to, heighten up the dramatics and whatever, dude. I think it's a crock of shit.
The dramatics. But honestly,
it's true, Barnes.
They've struggled the last couple of seasons, the Spurs, but I think this year, they're gonna be decent amount better, and that all revolves around Devontae Murray. 21 points, 15 assists, 12 rebounds, so he gets a triple double, and he's been an ascending star the last couple of years. So I think he's important. I mean, Lonnie Walker having 21, I thought that was big for him. And I think a result that you're not going to see many other times was Jakob Poletti. I think you pronounce it a different way. Whatever the case may be, Tony. 27 points, 14 rebounds. We haven't really seen him do that very often since he's been in the NBA. So I wouldn't expect that, but I think it just could be what Murray can do. And it's also interesting, like, how much more does Pop want to do this? You know what I mean? I think he's won 5 titles in San Antonio. He's definitely getting older.
How old is he now? You know?
Jeez, I think he's 72, if I had to guess. He just coached the Olympic team. I mean, he looks old too, just out on the court. I mean, I don't know, what your thoughts are on that, but I just think he has to be getting tired.
72.
72, and I think he wants assistant coach Becky Hammond to take over for him once he retires, to be the first women basketball head coach in NBA history. He's been a big advocate of hers, so something to keep an eye out for. And the final game from last night that we'll go over here, second half of that double dip on TNT, we saw the Utah Jazz 122-110 over the Denver Nuggets. And you look at this one, I mean, Mitchell 22-6, Gobert 23-16. And I have to look for an update actually as we speak right now. But the big story of this game, reigning MVP Nikola Jokic, 24-6-6, left in the second quarter with a knee injury. So obviously, especially with Jamal Murray out, I mean, you really can't afford to have him go down for an extended period of time. I'm just looking to see here if we have any updates. Knee contusion. So, I mean, a knee contusion doesn't seem too bad. So hopefully that'll be a short-term thing for them. In the meantime, I mean, you have Aaron Gordon, 20-7. You have Michael Porter Jr., so you do have other weapons to go with. But as far as the Utah Jazz, and I know you heard us, discuss this a lot last season, and JPO was always a big fan. He had called in a couple times, talking about the strength of the Utah Jazz. But I'm really just interested to see this season. Are they going to take the next step forward, or is it going to be another quick out for them, and they may finish at the top of the conference and near the top of the conference again, but when push comes to shove, playoff time, do they have what it takes to win a series, win 2 series, make a conference final, make an NBA final? I mean, it's just a very interesting question to ask. And Utah fans are starving for a championship after what they had to go through, having 2 of the best players of all time, John Stockton and Karl Malone, and just never quite getting there. And you'd imagine, they're envisioning this Gobert and Mitchell pairing as something that's going to be similar. And they hope that that'll get them, to the promised land. I don't know. I just think, I mean, I know they have Conley as well, but I just think for them to win a championship, I mean, they have to really get hot and really go on a run. Otherwise, I think they're just one big name guy away. I don't know if you.
Who do you think that big name would be?
Kyrie Irving.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
I would think that's pretty probable of them getting him, no?
I mean, it's just who are they going to give up? And also, I don't know if he would live there, go there.
Really?
Yeah, I think he has a no trade clause. I'm not even sure. But
so he can pretty much decide where he's going.
Yeah. And I honestly, I was just kind of throwing that one out there. But how about Ben Simmons? Why not trade Conley for Ben Simmons? Conley, veteran point guard. He offers more with scoring, but maybe Simmons, the defense,
right?
Change the scenery. That could be interesting. But do you think? I mean, what do you think though? Do you think they have a shot at a championship this year, or you think it's going to be more of the same what we saw last season?
Honestly, more of the same. I think, like you said, they're going to go far. However, for them to really win the championship, they're going to have to go on a pretty decent tear, especially through the playoffs and everything. Yeah, I would honestly agree with you. Like one big name away.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing I could say, I mean, you look at their team and you look at, and of course it was a wacky season, a pause, pandemic, this and that, but like the Miami Heat team, I mean, how much better was that team going into that year as the Jazz are. I mean, you could argue the Jazz are more talented, so that's why it's not impossible. But obviously, that team did, of course, come up short. So I think it just remains to be seen. And Gobert, contributing on the offensive end like that last night with 23 points. We've made a lot of digs at him, over the past year or two. So I think he needs to be, a big part of their team and continue what he does on the defensive end and only grow on the offensive end, Tony, because we know there's no room for a lack of offense. If anything, we've learned this year.
Across the board in any sport, there cannot be a lack of offense. You're going to lose, dude.
You are going to lose. So looking ahead, NBA Wednesday, so ESPN's got a doubleheader. But, Knicks off, but we do have the Nets back in action hosting the Miami Heat. So the Nets come in 2-2, Heat 2-1, and they're saying the Nets 4.5-point favorites here.
Is that so?
In this game, believe it or not, Tony, on the home of the Yankees. So they will share it with the Nets for tonight.
That's crazy. Does that happen a lot?
Wait, are you kidding or not? I mean, it was a little funny that you sold it. You did sell it.
Yeah. I'm pretty good at that, dude.
But hey, I mean, I would say the average Yankee fan who's not a basketball person would not even know that, honestly.
Yeah. Wouldn't at all, dude.
So I just wanted to see if we had any injuries here, but it's saying no injured players. Obviously, of course, Kyrie not playing. But looking at this one, Tony, I mean, a lot of hype surrounding the Miami Heat. Mike's been big on them.
Mm-hmm.
What I think about the Nets. So what do you see happening here? Heat possible upset on the road? Or?
I think absolutely. It's pretty funny. I pretty much ride your coattails on the Nets, and I've been riding Mike's coattails on the Heat. So I think the Heat come up pretty big here with the upset on the road. Let's go, dude.
Defensive game, high scoring.
High scoring. I mean, we've seen it even last season. That's where we don't play much defense. Yeah. And then, to kind of tip my hat to them, they obviously have talented players in the team. They can score points, but I think the Heat are going to come out firing and putting pressure on the Nets from the get-go. And I think the Nets are going to crumble a little bit, and the Heat's going to come out on top.
Not a spoiler alert here, but you know me with the Nets. I mean, unless they're playing the Houston Rockets, I'm probably picking against them. So you look at this game, I think the Heat are talented. The Heat have actually played very good defense. So I actually think in the Nets, better defense than you would expect to start the season. And that's just a product too. Season starts, the guys aren't in midseason form. So I think there's a little less offense than we will see later in the season. So I think that the Heat do get this one. And I'm going to say, actually, it's going to be a 90s type of score. Ooh. We're going to say Heat 101, Nets 93. And the Heat get a nice victory here over the Nets as they continue to struggle with their team full of divas, Tony. So that is an interesting story to watch out for. Everyone has championship expectations for the Nets once again. So we'll see this year where that will find them. Another game, and this is the first half of the ESPN doubleheader. 2-1 Atlanta Hawks. Trae Young, of course, we know what he brings to the table. 6-point favorites here at the 1-3 Pelicans, the Zion-less Pelicans, Tony. And we saw them pick up their first victory the other day against Minnesota, but have largely struggled to start this season. I mean, obviously, leaning on Brandon Ingram, the loss of Lonzo Ball this offseason. So what do you see happening here?
Dude, I say the Hawks take it. Like you mentioned, I mean, Pelicans won against Timberwolves. Hoorah, I guess. But I don't know, dude. I think Trae Young comes out hot, and I think 42 points drop for Trae Young, and they cover easily.
Well, all right. So, looking at this, better team, usually talent wins out, this and that, of course. Different story if the Pelicans had Zion. But I think...
What's the deal with Zion?
Coming off knee surgery,
knee stuff.
They haven't given an exact timetable, but they expect him to miss the first few weeks of the season.
Anticlimactic.
Curious what you think about this, and this kind of precludes the last game we're going to preview here. But my friend the other night was actually yesterday was saying he believes that the Pelicans, if they had to do it all over again without hesitation, would take Ja Morant over Zion. What do you think about that?
I mean, I could see that. I don't know. I mean, as big as Zion was coming to the NBA, he really hasn't made a huge impact, I feel.
Injured a lot.
Really, I feel like he's not. I feel like he's lazy.
Mm.
I think that's what it is. Because I mean, the guy needs to lose some weight, dude. Clearly, his body cannot handle him moving around like that, dude. The guy needs to drop some weight, specifically fat. Maybe get in better shape. Because I mean, it doesn't look like he's really in great shape. Just from what I've seen him running up and down the court, it looks like he's dragging his feet. He's slow. And I think because of that, I mean, when you're out of shape, when you're out of breath, when you're dogging it, that is when you get injured. So
But
it's like,
how have I been able to skate through all these years playing basketball injury free, Tony?
well, I don't know, dude. I mean, I feel like I think we played 5-on-5 before, right?
Oh yeah.
You don't really,
I forgot where that was.
you're not really running around 5-on-5. You know, you're kind of a perimeter guy.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, but it's still, especially, a
it's also
game of
not,
20
professional
NBA
level, dude. Like,
I know.
God.
It's kind of making light of it, and of course,
I'm serious here,
I'm
dude.
never gonna get on somebody for having a tough time losing weight. Of course, I know, what that's all
Well, you
about.
should if they play for the NBA, dude.
That's true, though. That's
I
true.
mean, they have everything at their fingertips to
I
lose the
know,
weight, dude.
I
They have
know.
people feeding them. They have people giving them workouts. All you have to do is just put your time in.
But the only thing I would say is, and I don't know if you agree with me on this or not, but I just feel like there's a general sentiment, especially from people who are in shape or nowhere near overweight, and like they'll talk to someone who is, and he'll just be like, just lose a few pounds, just do this, just do that.
Mhm.
But the thing is, could they do, and I know they don't have to, but could they do the stringent eating in the gym? And many of those people will not do that. So I just
Right.
think it's very, I don't know. I guess talking out of both sides of your mouth, I guess you could say.
No, yeah, I think you're right, but I mean, I think the circumstances are different when you're on a professional athletic level.
Right. But
Yeah,
I mean, they're still human beings. So, I mean, that desire for Krispy Kreme, for Sakara, I mean, it's still going to be there regardless of having a full NBA career ahead of them. It's true.
I might be a little more inclined to lose the weight if I was having millions of dollars in my pocket.
But, or do you think because of the access that they have, the healthy stuff that their personal chef makes is so good it wouldn't even matter?
That's actually also a fair point. Yeah. Come on.
I mean, because do you feel like, I always felt like this personally, if I had a personal chef, best chef in the world,
Mhm.
it would be so easy to eat healthy because you would
Yeah.
make good things, the marinated chicken,
Exactly,
the
dude.
zucchini. I mean, you could have it every day.
I mean, dude, half the reason why I don't eat as healthy as I should is just because of the time of the takeout to go grocery shopping, to make the food, to
Exactly.
meal prep, to do
Exactly.
everything, and then heat it up whenever. Dude,
Oh, you're out of salt. You got to run to the store. You
Right.
need some eggs,
exactly,
oil.
dude. Oh, like you're out and about working. Where's the fucking microwave? And you're microwaving your food. Like, this sucks, dude.
Yeah, and if you're thinking of Remos. You want the pizza.
Right. You want to go to Southport Pizza, dude. You want the calzone.
You want the calamari.
Oh, God, dude.
How does it always end up going back to food? I don't know.
I mean, it's just the two of us. I think that's just what it is, dude.
Food centric, of course.
Yeah.
Back to business here, though. I think Hawks possibly overlooked this Pelican team, and I understand why they would. And I think a guy we talked about a lot last year, Jonas Valanciunas, will have a big game for the Pelicans. Brandon Ingram goes for 40, and the Pelicans 110-108 over the Hawks. Upset special. Trey 5 of 25 from the floor. Wow. I mean, I needed to say something since you weren't, Tony.
Yeah, dude, that's funny, bro.
But just a little out of the box there. But I
Yeah, no, I like it. I get out of the box. Do I think you're gonna be wrong though? I think you're gonna be wrong.
It's
You're
possible.
gonna be
It's
wrong,
possible.
dude. Yeah, very possible you're gonna be wrong.
And last game of the night, second half of this doubleheader here. 2-1 Grizzlies. We mentioned Ja. Obviously,
Mhm.
he's had a great start to this season. Traveled to Rip City to play the Portland Trailblazers. Obviously, Dame, we know what they're all about. McCollum over there, 2-point home favorites. Where do you lean here?
How's Dame been this season so far, dude?
Off to start.
Off?
Yes, to start. But we know what he brings. We've seen all the big games over the past few years.
And they're 1-2 right now.
Yeah, 1
3
and
games in the
2,
season.
kind of got handled by the Clippers the other night.
I'd say it takes Dame a couple more games to get into his stride. I'll give the Grizzlies this one. What Portland's at -2?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the Grizzlies take this one, dude.
Yeah. And a lot of times with these low numbers, I mean, -2,
Mhm.
-4. I mean, I feel like they don't. It's like usually even if the team's getting points, they'll probably just win outright versus covering a low number like that. But I look at this and I actually agree with you. I mean, people are talking possible MVP season this year. He's really got off to a hot start. Jaren Jackson finally back healthy. So I like the Grizzlies as well, and I think it could be another blowout. 115-98. And Ja has a 35-point triple-double. So look out for that one. Second half of the doubleheader, 10 o'clock on ESPN. But that being said, Tony, let's switch gears to the world of Major League Baseball.
Giving chase is Judge, and he dives into the stand.
DeGrom begins the season with an overpowering strikeout of Ronald Acuna.
The wall is gone! 3-run home run!
What's going on here? I love it.
He drives one to the moon! High, deep, and very gone!
All right, Tony. Another day goes by. Still more clarity on the New York baseball teams. Anything you're hearing on your end of things?
Yeah, I forget who Brewers GM.
Yes.
Definitely not coming to the Mets.
and this is because he's getting blocked, or he's just not interested.
Not interested.
Why does that sound familiar when it comes to the Mets general manager?
Oh God, I don't know, dude. It's so ridiculous.
You're getting pretty nervous, I can tell.
I mean, it's just anticipation. Like, what's going on, dude? It's fucking hire me, dude. Let's go.
I think this is looking like a Sandy and Zach Scott combination. I think they might let him, rehabilitate his image, after that whole arrest and, getting hammered, after Cohen's earlier in the season. You see that happening at all, or you think they'll get someone from the outside?
Dude, I don't know, dude. It's tough to say, because it seems like no one's really interested in coming from the outside. So I think
Sabian? No, haven't heard anything.
I haven't heard anything, dude. I haven't heard Dick right now. So, but honestly, I think a Sandy and Zach Scott combination should be good. I like Zach Scott, dude. I mean, he's responsible for the bench mob and everything. He made some good moves like with that, with those acquisitions of the minor league players and stuff. It's just obviously got to stay off the bottle, dude. It's really what it comes down to.
But also, though, I mean, I don't know what you think about this, but like when it comes to sports, because I feel like it's like there's such like a double standard. Like, somebody will get a DUI, get fired, but then you look at like Mark Few, head coaches of Gonzaga, gets a DUI. Obviously they were in the national championship game last season. He's missing a couple games, so he'll be right back out there. But other people, you're not performing as well. We're gonna fire him. I just think it's just ridiculous, and it's no excuse. And I'm not in any way advocating for it, but I mean, I think if that happens to somebody one time, they shouldn't have to lose their job. I don't know what you think. No, wait, am I wrong? Like, just one time, dude.
Yes, I think it depends on the circumstance.
Rusa.
Right. I mean, if no one was hurt, anything like that,
Al
anything
Michaels.
bad happened, but it's just obviously a bad look. I don't know. I mean, it kind of depends on the organization too. I mean, when you look at where the position of the Mets at the time,
right,
the position of Cohen, like really what was he supposed to do at that point, But yeah, I would agree. I think there's a double standard sometimes, I think.
Because I think, if Brian Cashman were to get pulled over to later tonight, I don't even think it would be a conversation that he wouldn't be back next season. So just something that, you notice from these type of situations. So, I mean, hopefully, we'll get some more clarity, on the situations for both teams next year. And obviously we want new collective bargaining agreement. And one other thing before we just talk about game 1 of the World Series last night,
dude.
More likely, Tony, 5 to 10 year agreement before the season starts, or a 1-year extension just to keep the ball on the field.
That's tough, dude. I feel like the players are gonna want to hash out something long term.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like really everyone will. I think if it comes down to the wire, I guess it's gonna be 1 year extension.
Yeah, but I mean, even if it is an extension, they gotta put the DH in the National League. I mean, we've seen too many injuries with the pitchers.
It seems like that's the narrative at this point, is getting the DH in the National League, which is cool. I like that, dude. Why not?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's just a waste of time with the pitcher at the plate. You know what I mean?
Right. And I just want a universal rule is really what I just want.
Because it doesn't make sense having different rules for different leagues.
So stupid, dude.
So that doesn't make sense. And obviously, we've talked about it many times. The elimination of the 7-inning, doubleheader.
Oh yeah, dude.
And there is some talk. I think I was actually listening to Michael Kay, on the way in, but he was saying the whole situation with the openers, the too many relievers, and even though they do have the batter minimum, that they could actually limit the amount of relievers you're allowed to have on the team. Any thoughts there to kind of force managers' hands have to go 6 or 7 with the starter?
I don't really like that, dude.
But do you really like bullpen games? Starters going 3 innings?
Do I like it? I guess not, but it's however the manager wants to play his team.
But how about this?
Why?
Just think about this for a second. So it's a 26-man roster now.
Mm-hmm.
They were suggesting 10 pitcher maximum or minimum, like it's just exactly 10. So you'd have 16 position players, 5 relievers, 5 starters. Then is the manager, yanking them after 40 pitches on a nightly
Probably
basis?
not.
Might be a good idea,
I guess, but then what if you start seeing an intense increase of injury with your starting pitchers?
I think that there's too much there's too much fear in baseball these days, and I think that would be a good thing. And even 11, Tony, because 6 relievers, 5 starters, I think that's still a decent amount of relievers. You don't need 10 relievers in the bullpen. I know you wouldn't have 10, but I'm thinking roster construction. Most teams 4 bench players, so that's 26.
Right.
You have 8 position players. So 12, and then you'd have 14 pitchers, 9 relievers. I think 9 is a little heavy.
I don't think so, dude.
Your opener, your Tampa Rays,
why not, dude?
Coming out of the pen.
Why can't you just have your roster however you want it to be, dude?
I don't know. I don't know. I just think I would love to see, though, if it was just forced upon teams, no shifts, that rule there, just what the game would look like. I think it would be just so much fun, honestly.
I think it'd be way more hitting, obviously. Way more runners on base, way more scoring in general, I think. Especially if you're forcing, starters to go deep into games. They're going to get tired. They're going to let up home runs. They're going to give up hits. Yeah. I think you're going to see a significant decrease or increased in, earned runs against, obviously. So, I guess I could see where you're coming from in terms of making the sport, I guess, a little more fun and exciting. But at what risk, dude? Like, come on.
But I think either way, there's going to be injuries. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. I think it's just being too nervous. I think that's what it comes down to. So interesting to see, what rule changes we have. But honestly, Tony, can you almost promise me there will be no lockout next season? No cancellation. Can you promise? Can you make that promise?
Dude.
You can't?
On my life. I can, I said.
Okay.
I can make that promise,
too much money
dude.
At stake.
Too much money at stake. The fans, okay? Yeah. Come on, dude.
I think
no lockout.
I think Cohen would fund whatever money the players want to make the deal happen just to not have the season canceled. Honestly.
Yeah, I think so too, dude.
Pockets.
Nobody wants the season canceled.
Oh man, but they're already saying the winter meetings in Orlando in December are not going to happen. So I say, you know what? You need a month to hammer out a deal. Move the meetings to San Diego.
Mm-hmm.
Me and you will go out there, and Matt and Mike and the whole crew and Renee. Why not? Yeah. Why the hell not?
Why not, dude?
So last night, Game 1.
Let's
the
go,
Braves
dude.
On the road, 6-2 over the Stros, grabbing that 1-0 lead. And obviously, a lot to like here for the Braves. They get the leadoff home run from Jorge Soler. And I could not believe this stat when I saw it. This was the first leadoff home run in Game 1 in World Series history.
How crazy is that, dude?
Think the World Series has been around since 1900.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there's an error, Tony. I would love to audit that, honestly.
I don't think there is an error. I don't know. I don't think they would have made that error.
But I don't think there's you could think of any stat, I don't know. That just seems like a stat that there's nothing in comparison that hasn't been done before. That's not that crazy. Like, doesn't it seem like that's not really that I mean, we've seen leadoff home runs for years and years, of course. Like, I know higher stakes, game one, but it's like,
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess you're right, but I guess if you just think about it, obviously, game one of the World Series, those two pitchers are probably some of the best starting pitchers in the whole league.
unless it's 2021.
2021, I guess.
But yeah, historically,
But
they're always, your
but see, that's
aces.
why it happened now, dude, because they're really not good pitchers.
So they get that. Obviously, that was nice to see. And of course, they love the win. But unfortunately, they do lose one of their better pitchers here. Charlie Morton only goes 2 1/3, takes the liner off
Connecticut
of
native.
his leg, broke his fibula. He's out for the season. And how about, Tony? He goes a full inning after
On the
this.
broken fibula.
Strikes out 2.
Crazy, dude. I mean, that's really impressive. I would imagine the excruciating pain that man was in for putting any amount of weight on his leg.
More impressive, that or Phillip Rivers playing in the AFC Championship game
With
on
a broken
torn ACL.
I think the broken bone, dude.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Just because torn ACL, I don't know.
I think Rivers ended up leaving that game early too. Actually,
Right. I just think that the torn ACL, like, I don't think it really hurt. From my experience, because I tore my MCL, it wouldn't really hurt me to put.
When did you tear the MCL?
The what?
When did you tear your MCL?
Junior year of college.
Like the initial break or tear, I mean, how painful was that?
Extremely painful.
Like most painful thing you've ever experienced?
No, not the most, but probably like the second most.
Yeah.
It was definitely because it happened so fast, right? It was like a big shock of pain. And then, my knee just felt so unstable at the time. Like if I put weight on it, it would be like wobbling. It didn't hurt to put weight on it, but it just wobbled.
Yeah.
Like, it was just unstable. So that's why I would imagine breaking your fibula, putting weight on that would probably hurt a lot more. I broke my fibula. Can't really say, but
yeah,
it's just my take on that one, dude.
One would think, of course. So, I mean, you look at them, it's solid offensive performance all around. You had Duvall home as well. 2 hits from Albies. Tony just hates football.
I mean, that's not really true, Michael. I don't hate football, but I mean, I don't know. That's just my experience with a knee injury.
But honestly, the tone that you're using just sounds very similar to you never just want to slice, dude. Same tone. I'm not kidding.
I don't even know what that means, to be honest, dude.
We're talking about slices, pizza. Remember? And I was saying how I don't get slices. I get the whole pizza.
Oh, that's right, because they don't really sell slices in
Monroe, Connecticut. Definitely not there.
Barnes,
Brian. What do we got? Michael.
I think he's just saying how I don't. Back to
Here he is. That's
Tony
what he's
hates
saying.
football.
Yeah, that's definitely what he's saying.
I don't hate football.
No, I wouldn't say hate football, but I don't know. I don't know. I think it's just like you can't let the rugby thing go.
I don't really know what that means either, dude.
Guarantee if it was a rugby comparison, he'd choose a rugby ACL.
That's bogus, dude. I don't think
so would you?
dude. No, I wouldn't.
Very convenient answer.
Well, I mean, obviously now you can't really.
Interesting point by our counterpart here, Matthew Gabriel. Tony, they call you Tony Foosball, but is that meant for actual foosball or no?
It is meant for actual foosball. Yes.
I wasn't sure if it was football because
no,
say foosball
for
football.
Right, but no, it's for actual tabletop foosball.
Okay.
Great game.
Okay. Interesting enough. So you look at this, Valdez.
Well, I'm not letting this go yet, dude.
Huh?
I'm not letting this go yet.
So I don't get what you want me to say.
Oh, no. I'm saying I just think you are all honestly more tight about the rugby thing than I am. Come on, dude. No, not Bobby Boucher football. No, foosball, regular tabletop foosball, dude.
No. I'll give you this, Tony. I mean, I'll say I've very limited capacity, seen some rugby, and it's just, of course, a lot of it plays into the fact that I don't know the rules and I don't know any players, so it's just hard for me to get into it. So I'm just giving you an honest answer, but it's like, I don't know. If I saw a game and I was intrigued by it, I would tell you. I mean, that's not honesty.
Very convenient answer, Barnes.
So do you think rugby will ever, I don't know, be on the, even just to get to MLS soccer ratings?
Honestly, I really don't think so, dude.
People are that tight.
People love their football,
Yeah.
and that's it,
Yeah.
dude. It's kind of a shame because it really is like kind of a better sport to watch.
But like when you're watching a sport, you don't
Mhm.
care. I mean, I know, of course, you follow something, you get used to it, you recognize people, but
Right.
the fact that like you would watch a rugby match like tonight and you're
Mhm.
not gonna know anybody, does that matter for you?
No, not really. Especially like if MLR, for example. I don't really know many players in
Yeah.
MLR. No, it's just interesting to watch the game, and then I would learn the players, I guess.
Right.
I think the biggest thing stopping people is they don't know the game.
Yeah.
They don't know the sport at all. It's also really hard to learn the sport if you're not playing it too.
It is funny because I kind of see both sides of the argument here, but like growing up, actually, because I just baseball, I was very just only baseball, Major League Rugby, but I actually had a tough time. Just maybe I was 7, 8 years old. I actually really didn't understand football, but now, of course, after the years and years of watching it, it's like I think it's funny when someone says they don't understand it. But I don't know, because then it's like I feel like you explain it. I mean, there's 4 downs,
Right.
the coin toss, touchdowns where it's 6. I mean, is it really that complicated?
I would say it's pretty simple to explain, and with all the stoppages and everything, I feel like it's it's easy to kind of gather like what's like a penalty, like what's not, and like what the goal is. Like I don't know, dude.
Right. And then it's funny too. It's like people get tight, like, oh, there's so much downtime, and no pun intended, of course.
Yeah.
But it's like, I mean, what do you want them to do? I mean, it's like it's physically impossible to like play at some high tempo. I mean, you're gonna lose every guy on the field.
Rugby's played at a pretty high tempo.
Well, I mean, that's why those guys aren't making millions like the football players are.
No, I guess not,
They're
dude.
pretty beat up. Have you had any concussions from rugby?
Thankfully, I've had no concussions. I think I got one once, but I passed a concussion test, so it was never diagnosed as one. But
because I do hear that very frequently from former, current rugby players. The
Right.
concussion list is pretty high.
Yeah, it's tough, honestly. Like, I would say at a professional level, you really don't see it as much.
Yeah.
Just because obviously they're professional athletes, they know how to tackle. I would say you probably see it a lot in college, because especially in my experience, leading up to my going to college, I never played rugby before. So I think when you are in college and you start playing with a lot of people who haven't played before, specifically people who have played football before. And what they do, football players a lot, is they lead with their head to tackle.
Right.
And I guess they forget that there's no helmets in rugby, so they just like clock heads with people, like almost on purpose.
Right.
And then you get concussions, dude.
And then, I mean, obviously the rate of concussion in the NFL, Mary Matteriello. Hey, Anthony.
Hi, Mom. She's watching from YouTube now.
Hi, Mary. But I think, the rates are probably a lot higher. I think probably half the league, like if they can get away with lying about a concussion, will.
The NFL?
Yeah, I know they
dude.
have a special person watching for this type of stuff, but I'm sure people get away with murder.
Oh yeah, dude. I think specifically like in the rehabilitation, like the the concussion.
And like I think it was actually last year for the I think it was the AFC Championship game or Super Bowl.
Was it with Mahomes?
Yes, like please, he was
dude.
not fully recovered, but
Hell
the league
no,
could not have
dude.
Chad Henne
Right.
starting a Super Bowl. So
Yeah, no
that
way,
is
dude.
obviously why that happened. But that being said, Tony, back to the game here. So the Astros, like I had said, Valdez didn't do his part.
Mhm.
He had 3 hits from Brantley, 2 hits from Gurriel, but just not enough when it comes to the Houston Astros. Any concern for them going into game 2 tonight at home, again, 8:09 on Fox?
Yeah, dude, I got a pretty big concern for the Astros at this point. I think they can go, especially with Max Fried pitching. Who's pitching for Houston? Urquidy. I mean, I don't know. I feel like he hasn't really thrown anything crazy this whole season.
I think he sucks.
Yeah, like he's really not that great.
Might as well have Eduardo Rodriguez starting the game.
Exactly, dude. On the other hand, Max Fried, very good pitcher. The only thing I'll be worried about for the Braves is if Fried kind of doesn't really go deep. Their bullpen could be a little shoddy.
Yeah,
But other than that, dude, I mean, I feel like the Astros just did not play fundamentally a good game last night. Pretty shoddy base running. I think Gurriel and I forget what inning, maybe the eighth, tried to stretch a single into a double, gets thrown out at second. Their base run did not look good. Their middle infield looked good as always,
right.
Which is not surprising there. But other than that, dude, I mean, lack of offense. Which, like I said, it's definitely a different pitching staff going up against the Braves than it is the Red Sox at this point. A better managed pitching staff, I think better pitchers overall. And, yeah, I think the pitching matchup is wildly lopsided in the favor of the Braves. And because of that, you're going to see more offense from the Braves. And we saw it last night, like you mentioned with, Soler, right? The leadoff home run,
Yeah.
Duvall in the seventh or the right?
I think it was the seventh.
Seventh?
Or no, I think it was the eighth, actually. Okay.
One of those
Yeah.
innings, dude. Like, deep home run, really giving the
Mm-hmm.
Braves a lot of good breathing room. And like I said, I don't know, dude. I think they're done at this point, dude.
So what do you see score-wise tonight?
I'm thinking, honestly, dude, same game. I'll give them 5-3 at this point. That's what I said yesterday. Braves win 5-3. Freeman.
And how about that?
Goes deep,
If
dude.
that were to happen, the Braves would be up 2-0 going home.
Going
for
home.
3 games. But speaking of the Braves, speaking of being up 2-0, that's what they thought when they were up 2-0 1996 against the New York Yankees. And they did not win another game, and they have not won a World Series game since then. So something to keep in mind, Tony. But honestly, I think your Quiddy sucks. I think
31
Fried
a game, though, since then. So,
but before that game,
before yesterday, they
geez,
didn't win.
yes.
They didn't win 99?
I think they got swept.
Got swept?
Yeah. Yep.
Wow, dude.
So that being said, I was gonna say I think Fried's great. I think your Quiddy sucks.
Yeah.
But I think the Astros, unfortunately, I'm not rooting for this, but I think they are due to bounce back. And while it might not be against Fried, I think he mostly keeps them in check. Maybe 5 1/3, 2 earned. I think that they get the bullpen late, and I think the Astros come back here, evening up this series at a game apiece, 6-4 tonight, with possible home runs from Correa and the Rat himself, Jose Altuve. And just thinking about Correa and free agency upcoming, of course. Out of all the shortstops, and not the fit for the Mets or for the Yankees, but just general ability, who do you think is the most talented free agent, upcoming this offseason? For shortstop. Yeah.
I mean, obviously, if you're just looking at this last year, it's definitely Simeon, dude. Trevor Story?
I'm kind of sour.
Yeah, I
on
think this
Story.
season specifically, he really didn't do anything crazy.
What'd you say?
I guess you could say Correa. I guess I don't know, dude.
Yeah, Seager's pretty good, but Correa I think is a lot better defensively.
Right. Oh yeah, definitely really good defensively, but so is Trevor Story.
And with Simeon, I mean, I want to give him a due. I mean, I think he broke the record for second baseman home runs. Didn't he have 48?
Mm-hmm.
But I can't see him following it up. I think next year he's gonna have like 27. You know what I mean? 48, Tony. I mean, not many people in the history of baseball have hit 48 home runs, let alone a second baseman.
I think he's gonna hit 30 at least next season.
But he's not gonna
35, dude.
Yeah, but point being, like I said, that he's not gonna get that number because I think we know it. We see it with players all the time. When it's a career season, and while they might have some solid seasons after that, they're not going to have that season again. Very few players have multiple seasons of 40, almost 50 home runs. It's just tough to do.
No, yeah, I guess you're totally right, dude. I mean, yes, he's not going to get 48 home runs the next season, although he could.
Any chance he goes back to Toronto?
I don't know, dude. It depends on what he's going to be asking for, dude.
And the thing is, I think they will pay within reason. But on his end, I think he wants to get out of there, not because of the team. I mean, I think he probably loves being on the team, but the tax rate in Canada, because he also has to be taxed through U.S. So it's like you lose so much money that way. And it's like you're going to be taxed highly. I mean, you might as well play in California
right?
For the Dodgers, and that could happen. Simmons, but he, I believe, is on the Twins now.
Stand by, dude.
We're going MLB.com depth chart.
So small. Jack
Mayfield in the trade for no.
Angels released shortstop Jose Iglesias.
September
3rd. Oh, I guess maybe.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really seem like they have a sound shortstop. So
Doesn't really, dude.
Wouldn't be a bad idea. Obviously, we know they have Rendon at third, and they hope he'll bounce back this season. But I just think when it comes to the Angels, we've said it so many times, the offense is there. Trout will be healthy next season. I think Rendon will rebound. We know what they have in Ohtani. I mean, it's about the pitching. Like, you know what I mean?
Oh,
to
dude.
sign a shortstop, I mean, just get a pitcher. What are you doing?
Max Scherzer, man. He's not too far away right now.
It's so annoying that he doesn't want to come to New York. It really is.
Yeah, I guess.
Like, don't you think the Mets are one of the two? The Mets or the Yankees deserve Scherzer.
Oh yeah, easily, dude. I think the Mets deserve him.
May the best man win if that's the case.
You think Max Scherzer's a rat?
No.
Garrett Cole's your starting pitcher, you idiot.
I mean, please, Tony.
You don't think Garrett Cole's a rat?
No, because I think this is like one of those situations.
Cheater, dude.
With Zach Scott, let's throw him off the face of the earth. Same thing with the spider attack.
Not just a spider attack, dude.
90+% of the pitchers.
The Houston Astros.
That's different.
Why is it different?
Because that was an elaborate science
in which he was involved in.
But I don't know how involved can he be as a pitcher. Like,
knowing about it, he could know about it.
He could know about it. It's like, what are you gonna be, a rat and telling you? No one's gonna do that in the middle of a season, dude. Like, it's like he was put in a tough spot. Yeah. Sorry, no one would ever do that in baseball.
How about being ethically and morally sound?
But baseball won't even know what to do. Like, you know what I mean? You like what he tells them in September, they're leading the division by 10 games. He's going to say, "Oh, they're not eligible for the postseason." Like, it just would be a very, very messy situation.
Yeah, they get disqualified for the season for cheating,
Michael
and then
King, dude.
The rest of the guys move up, dude.
It's
actually pretty simple when you break it down, Barnes. They were doing something wrong. He should have spoke out about it.
I think they shouldn't have done it.
Well, obviously,
Yankees should have played in the 2017 World Series.
Maybe if at the time Garrett Cole spoke up, they would have, dude.
Insane take. Absolutely.
Why is that insane, dude? If anyone spoke up, they may have made the World Series, dude.
So don't put it all on him. That's what I have to say. You're very quick to go to Cole about that. But it's like, at that time, there was 25 men on the roster.
Yeah, you're totally right, dude.
24 other guys that could have said something. So.
No, you're totally right. But then,
Oh, but then and the fact that it did, like, I understand for maybe wins, but it's just in terms of him pitching, it had nothing to do with him on the mound getting hitters out.
Oh no, it had nothing to do with it, but he still knew about them cheating.
You just have to go there, dude. You have to.
Well, you guys kind of started it, dude.
I mean, that's debatable.
Why is Max Scherzer a rat?
No, I mean, just because he doesn't want to go to New York. Yeah, that's the only reason. Oh. It's not because Joe Girardi and the hair and checking for spider attack. Nothing to do with it, Tony. Absolutely nothing. Mm-hmm. So one other topic to cover here. And boy, it was an interesting night in the NHL.
Here we go, dude.
Last night, dude. Anything to make of, I mean, these games last night. I mean, I was surprised by the result of pretty much everyone. Maybe we'll say the Kraken, the Canadians look very weak this year. But I mean, the Devils getting the doors blown off by that. How about Pittsburgh at home losing 5-1?
5-1, dude. I know. The Golden Knights winning over the Avalanche.
Yeah, what the Avalanche though? Maybe a little overrated this year because you were Avalanche. I mean, 2-4 to start.
Mm-hmm.
You can't beat the Golden Knights at home, who haven't been able to do anything this season. I don't know. And I just thought, at home, the Anaheim Ducks would have beaten the Jets. They fall by 1. You would have thought Canucks over the Wild. I don't know. The Sharks over the Predators. I mean, every single game was just a little odd, and especially, the Devils, 5-3, they scored 2 in the third, but they were down 5-1 for a lot of the game. I mean, what the hell happened there?
Honestly, dude, that was my bad, I guess. Just honestly, really bad call. I should have went with the Kraken for the lock of the night.
Because you did mention him.
Mike came in. I saw devils in his eyes. I was like, you know what, dude? They're gonna be at home, Calgary, back-to-back games. Not the case.
So
Scott Wedgwood, goalie for the Devils, dude. 20 saves. Wow, dude. What the hell? Oh, not good, dude. Just not disappointed in myself, honestly. Shut up, man.
You thought you would know better. How about the Kraken though? 5 goals over the Canadians.
Yeah, dude.
What's up with the Canadians though?
I don't know, dude. It's kind of tough. Last season, the last couple of seasons they rebuilt. Getting rid of a lot of their good players. They got rid of Subban years ago. Pacioretty they got rid of. Kind of rebuilt that way, and they're just like a super young team. They kind of really haven't had their skates underneath them in like a year.
I mean, do you think they could beat the Arizona Coyotes if they were to play tonight?
I think it's kind of a toss-up, dude. Honestly,
and that's
saying a lot, dude.
That is definitely pretty tough. So,
Mm-hmm.
but I mean, looking ahead to tonight. And just in general, I mean, what we saw last night, do you think that, big picture means much, or do you think it was just every now and then you're going to have a night where kind of the opposite of what you're expecting?
In terms of betting?
No, just
in terms
teams
of
winning. I mean,
Oh, yeah. I mean, look, it's hockey. Literally anything could happen in a hockey game.
Yeah.
All it takes is honestly one goal to shift momentum, and then all of a sudden you're on the heels of your skates, and shit's going wrong, dude. So it happens.
And how about tonight, Tony? So I mean, we have a little bit of a light slate. I mean, starting at 7, so they do have the double header. Or no, okay, they're doing interesting. So NHL Network at 7, Bruins, Panthers, and then TNT just a 10 o'clock game, Flyers and Oilers with ESPN Plus covering the other 3 games. But you look at this board. I mean, a lot of heavy favorites. Really the shortest odds here. The Florida Panthers against the Bruins. Minus 135. What do you make of this board tonight? Anything that you like particularly?
I wouldn't touch Oilers Flyers, dude.
It's just so hard not to go McDavid though, because he's so sick.
I know,
6
but
goals already this year.
Flyers could be sneaky good though. Just looking at their roster, I mean, they have a lot of good goal scorers, and then Carter Hart is a really good goalie. Their forwards, Cam Atkinson, Greenwich native.
Okay.
Yeah, dude. They have Derek Brassard, Sean. Former Ranger, Derek Brassard, former Ottawa Senator. Claude Giroux, Kevin Hayes, former
St. Louis.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Although I think Kevin Hayes is out right now. James Van Riemdijk.
You know what's
Justin
tough
Braun.
too?
Yeah, I wouldn't touch this game.
With picking these games, like you see a team like the Oilers, like the Panthers, unblemished record. It's like they're not going to win every game, and I know it's individual. It's not, but that just kind of comes to the back of your mind. And for instance, the Blackhawks, against the Maple Leafs. I mean, you would say, the Maple Leafs, Tavares, that they would be a lot better. And Austin Matthews, I can't believe I forgot to mention him. But it's like that could be a potential trap game on the road in Chicago. The Canadian Customs, could play a role there. So I mean, push comes to shove here, Tony. I mean, if you had to go with one, what would you feel like would be your lock of the night?
I mean, your safest bet here is Capitals at home against Red Wings.
Really?
Safest, dude.
Capitals have answered the call a lot this season. Minus 210 here, so really laying the wood.
Yeah.
But Ovechkin 7 goals already. Bertuzzi on Detroit. He's been around a while, right?
Yeah, a long while. I don't know how long he's been on Detroit.
Not quite
though.
Joe Thornton, but
no,
not
certainly
that far off.
Not
as well. Yager's still playing in Europe.
Oh yeah, dude. He's gonna be playing until he's dead.
50? He's got
49, I think.
Oh my god.
Crazy. Dude, he's gonna be playing until he's gonna die in the ice. I swear to God.
Crazy stuff. So you're gonna say Capitals, and then if you had to do a second one, what would you feel decent about?
Honestly, dude, I like the Bruins over the Panthers.
Really, on the road.
On the road. Florida Panthers, there's no market for them, dude. Home ice
What
doesn't
part of
really matter.
Florida are they in, Tony?
I can tell you in 1 second, dude. They are in Justin St. Pete. Oh, sorry, never mind.
South? Oh, East Coast.
East Coast. It's just in there on the East Coast, dude. Sunrise, Florida.
Sunrise. Okay.
It's on the West Coast.
Sunrise.
That's
That's not near Orlando, right?
no idea, dude.
Different side. Oh, it is? Oh, okay. That's what I meant. Okay, Miami.
But yeah, dude, I think the Panthers, I think they have 4 straight home wins right now, dude. Not getting the 5th. The Bruins have shown some beautiful puck movement. Once they set up in the offensive zone, I think that they're very hard to defend against and to kind of break up their momentum. So I think once they do start to get going, I think they're gonna be a tough team to stop, dude.
And I was just thinking about this too. So Miami, the Panthers, is that like the closest hockey team to Miami? Like they don't have a hockey team, right?
Miami does not. It's Tampa Bay Lightning and then Florida Panthers. So
I guess the Panthers would be the closest one.
Yeah, man.
And last question for you, hockey wise here. Looking at the teams in play tonight, if you had to pick one, who would you feel best about hoisting the Stanley Cup at the end of the season?
Out of the teams that are playing tonight,
only the teams tonight.
Dude,
None.
Is none an option? No, none is not an option. Honestly, I would go Oilers.
You know, it's funny that you say that. I was considering them as well as the Caps. But I think, McDavid, get the monkey off his back.
He deserves it, dude.
I could see that. I mean, obviously, I think though the Capitals will be up there. And I, like you said, I mean, you're kind of expecting, not completely, but that the Panthers are going to taper off a little bit.
Yeah, at least a little bit. Yeah, definitely, dude. I mean, I think they're going to be making the playoffs this season for sure. I mean, they're looking really good. You don't just start out 6-0 for no reason. But it's not going to be a sustainable run that they're going to have. So, yeah, dude. I mean, we'll see. I would honestly, the only thing I would say that hurts the Capitals is their goaltending, really.
And what I mean, can they make any moves there? Anything they could do, really? Or
I think right now, I mean, I guess they could try to trade for someone, but I mean, if you're going to trade for a goalie, you're going to have to give up a lot, dude, especially a good goalie. I mean, when you think about it, they were supposed to have Lundqvist. He ends up retiring with a heart issue, so it's like they're kind of screwed a little bit. They got rid of Holtby.
Wait, I didn't realize that they were supposed to have Lundqvist.
Yeah, they got him. He was a free agent. They picked him off. Holtby left. I think he was also a free agent. And then Lundqvist ended up having a heart issue. God did not want him to play for the Capitals.
And they wanted him to be on ESPN? MSG. Okay, I knew it was one of those. So who have they been starting in goal? Is it Samsonov or Vanek?
I think it's Vanek.
Okay, so 2 younger guys.
Yeah.
But I mean, boy, Vanek 165. I mean, that's pretty light to be a hockey player, no?
Yeah.
I think I was 165
especially a goalie,
in the 3rd grade, Tony.
I know, dude. That's pretty crazy, actually. Wow, dude. So, what'd I say?
You said Vanek?
No. For lock of the night,
lock of the night.
Caps over Detroit.
You did say the Capitals over the Red Wings.
Capitals minus 210.
Minus 210.
That sucks, dude.
Laying the pipe.
Would you touch that game, or you rather go Bruins, dude?
No, I can never take a Boston team. I mean,
oh my God.
Honestly, for me, I know I'm getting it. I'm just too obsessed, but I like Edmonton, dude. McDavid is just unbelievable.
I think they're going to lose tonight against the Flyers, dude.
And I do think the Maple Leafs are too talented to be 2-4. Do you expect them to rebound?
Yeah, I don't know. It's tough, dude. I thought they would kind of do a little bit better last season too. But it just looks like they're the same team as last season. It doesn't look like really much has improved. They have the talent there, but they're just not. I don't know if it's like an ego thing or something like that. I mean, we know about Tavares and everything, so I don't know, dude.
Is it just like there's too much on his shoulders? I mean, but he does have Matthews.
He has
too.
Matthews. They have other pieces for sure. They just, I don't know. They just don't play well. They turn over the puck a lot. And yeah, I mean, that's probably their biggest downfall, really, dude.
You push comes to shove, though. Are they beating the Blackhawks tonight?
Yeah, they're beating the Blackhawks for sure.
It's just one of those things. They may not be that good, but the Blackhawks potentially.
Blackhawks are almost in the same position.
Yeah.
Patrick Kane, Jonathan Taves, great players, but it's the same deal. They just don't play well together.
Kane, was he on the 2010 championship?
Yeah.
team? So he's been.
It was Taves, I believe, as well.
So he's been around a while.
Oh yeah.
What happened to the goalie they had back then? Was it Towers or something? Jonathan
Taves is the forward I'm talking about. They had Corey Crawford
as the goal. Okay, Corey Crawford.
Yeah,
that name sounds familiar.
Oh, does it? You heard of it before?
No, it's funny too. As I'm watching these hockey games, seeing like the teams in action, like I randomly am like thinking of guys from 15, 16 years ago. I just remember being mentioned a lot in Sports Center. So an interesting start, Tony, to the National Hockey League. And as we go to the finish here, isn't it amazing that no matter what we talk about, somehow we're always about the same time?
Yeah, it is kind of amazing, dude. Because I feel like other days we like bullshit more than some other days. Some days we're more serious about getting actually to the fucking content here of the sports. But then we still always come out a little bit over an hour.
Yeah. I mean, really, that sweet spot between an hour and hour 10, but usually maybe hour 7, hour 8 is usually the peak of the time. But really, I feel like we got to it all. Looking forward to the basketball, the hockey, maybe the World Series, but probably not because ESPN Plus has all the hockey games, so we don't need to do that. Lakers in a rout over the Thunder, sans LeBron, but it doesn't even matter.
You know what I'm looking forward to tonight, dude?
Dinner. What is for dinner?
I think we're doing breakfast for dinner tonight, dude.
Oh yeah, I think I asked you that 3 times.
Probably, dude.
I guess that shows how hungry I am and how not looking forward to the elliptical I am.
Oh, you're going to the gym right now,
dude,
you dirty fool.
I told you got to stick to it. If you bail early, you're not going to get it.
Then it's going to be tomorrow. And then I keep going.
It's always tomorrow. It's always next week. But one thing on the way out, and I know you're going to crack up when I say this. Me and Matt were actually texting about it earlier. How annoying is it, dude, that like when it comes to food, that you could just have whatever and it doesn't come back to bite. Like, how annoying is that, Tony?
You're preaching to the choir, bud. It's so stupid, dude.
I mean, if that was the case, I mean, we know there wouldn't be a salad within a 10-mile radius of the two of us.
100-mile radius, dude. Are you kidding me? Nowhere near us.
But I guess as they say, that is how the cookie crumbles, Tony.
Unfortunately, Barnes.
But hey, I would like to thank all of our loyal fans and listeners. Keep commenting, liking, subscribing. Everybody enjoy the sports tonight.
A lot of sports,
baby.
We'll
see you mañana.
Hey guys, Tony here from Downtime TV checking in. I want to thank all our fans out there who's been liking, subscribing, sharing our content. You guys are the best. You guys are our bloodline. You make us love what we do. Thanks again.
Yeah, just finished.